The first-class cabin on Flight 822 from San Francisco to Tokyo was a sanctuary of opulence. Polished leather seats gleamed under the golden hues of soft ambient lighting, while a faint scent of freshly brewed coffee and expensive cologne filled the air. Passengers, wrapped in their designer ensembles, exuded an aura of exclusivity as they settled into their wide, plush seats for the long journey ahead. Among them, a man in seat 1A stood out for his sheer incongruity. Dressed in a plain black hoodie, slightly frayed at the edges, and well-worn sneakers, he looked more suited for a casual coffee run than a first-class cabin. The hood obscured much of his face, casting a shadow over his features. Yet he sat with an air of quiet confidence, his attention fixed on the tablet in his hands. If one looked closely, they'd see intricate engineering designs and formulas illuminating the screen. A few rows back, Richard Prescott, a retired investment banker with a taste for luxury and an overinflated sense of self-worth, noticed the man. Prescott's sharply tailored suit and gold cufflinks were a testament to his belief in projecting wealth and status. He eyed the hooded figure with growing disdain. Unbelievable, he muttered to himself, shaking his head as he adjusted his silk tie. Leaning toward the flight attendant, he whispered, "Excuse me, but are you sure that person belongs here?" The attendant's professional smile faltered for a split second before she responded. "Yes, sir. His ticket is in order." Prescott's frown deepened. He couldn't let it go. Rising from his seat with the practiced air of someone used to getting his way, he marched toward 1A. The other passengers' conversations hushed as they watched the confrontation unfold. "Excuse me," Prescott said, his tone clipped and condescending. "You must be mistaken about your seat. First class is reserved for those who belong here." The man in the hoodie slowly looked up. His face remained partially hidden, but his sharp eyes briefly met Prescott's before returning to his tablet. He didn't say a word. Prescott's irritation grew. "Look at you," he scoffed, gesturing at the man's casual attire. "You're dressed like you belong in economy, not here. Do you even have a first-class ticket?" By now, the cabin was silent. All eyes were on the scene. The hooded man remained calm, reaching into his pocket to produce a boarding pass. Prescott snatched it without a second thought, scanning it quickly. His face froze when he read the name, Elon Musk. A murmur spread through the cabin as recognition dawned on the other passengers. Prescott's cheeks flushed crimson. Stammering, he handed the boarding pass back, his arrogance replaced with embarrassment. The flight attendant, sensing the rising tension, stepped in. "Sir, please return to your seat," she said firmly. Prescott, now visibly flustered, muttered an apology and shuffled back to his seat. But the hooded man Elon Musk finally spoke, his voice calm but carrying an undeniable weight. "You judged me by my clothes," he said, looking directly at Prescott. "That's an expensive mistake." Prescott opened his mouth to respond, but no words came. He sank into his seat, avoiding the stares of his fellow passengers. The cabin's atmosphere shifted. The exclusivity that once defined it now carried a tinge of discomfort. As the plane leveled out at cruising altitude, Elon did something unexpected. He signaled to a flight attendant and requested the cabin microphone. The crew, curious yet hesitant, handed it to him. Rising from his seat, Elon faced the passengers, his hood now lowered, revealing the unmistakable face of the world-famous entrepreneur. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his voice steady and deliberate. "What happened today is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving. The value of a person isn't in their clothes, their wealth, or their outward image, but in their actions and ideas. Let's remember to treat each other with respect, regardless of what we see on the surface." A ripple of applause spread through the cabin. Some passengers nodded in agreement, while others simply reflected on his words. Prescott, meanwhile, stared out the window, his face a mask of humiliation. For the rest of the flight, the atmosphere softened. Conversations grew warmer, smiles more frequent. Elon Musk's simple, yet profound message had touched a chord. As the plane descended toward Tokyo, Prescott couldn't shake the lesson he'd learned. His arrogance had cost him more than embarrassment. It had left him with a humbling realization about the values he claimed to uphold. Elon, on the other hand, returned to his tablet, engrossed once more in his designs. But for the passengers on Flight 822, the encounter had left an indelible mark, a reminder that humility, not wealth, is the true measure of a person. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking tales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious and kind.